on this track, fam.
What is up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to the Matt Ramage Show. I have a great guest today. I just want to make sure everyone remembers. Sponsored by Quick Trip. Big shout out to Quick Trip. I had their chicken tenders today. Delicious. All right, but I got my good buddy here. I'm gonna say the Green Bay guy.
I mean, you can say Ben. Just I don't need my last name out there.
Yeah. So my guy Ben. A lot of people know from Facebook. He's not real active as much as he used to, and on Instagram. The Green Bay guy. What is going on, man? How have you been?
Oh man, never better. I'm like, I haven't logged on to social media since the end of January, so I feel like I'm living in the dark. Because I'm sure we're gonna talk about some stuff that I have no idea. I'm gonna just be so in the dark. I'm like we're talking about offline. I'm like the internet explorer of people right now. Like all my news is just from Reddit. That's all I get. So I have no idea, and I don't even go on the Packers subreddit just because I don't know. I just like living in the dark. Apparently, Mr.
Yeah.
Deaton.
What is up, Mark? Thanks for tuning in. As always, he doesn't miss the show.
And, no, Mark's the best. Mark, the only reason I know anything of what's going on is because Mark literally texted me a screenshot of every single thing that's happened from the time I went dark on. He's like my own personal Adam Schefter, except he doesn't make up his own news sources. So it's great.
Yeah. So, like I was thinking that like a lot of the stuff we're going to talk about, I might be breaking this news to you, but Mark has already got you covered.
You see, yeah, Mark's probably covered all of this like weeks ago. So we'll see. You might surprise me.
I asked a lot of people questions. Like I put it out there on Facebook. Like, what do people want to talk about? What do people want to know? But first, I'm not going to spend the whole show talking about Aaron Rodgers because
that's good.
People, yeah, like we know what it is. Like, as far as I can tell, they're in a contract negotiation. Like, I don't think it's as big as everyone thinks it is, but I also don't think it's as small as some people think it is. Like, there's something going on. The Packers have acknowledged it. They said that they went out to see Aaron Rodgers, just like they went out to see Favre back in the day, you know. And so something's going on. I think Rodgers, in my opinion, because I have no sources, but just
make it up. It's in the air. You're feeling it out.
I think that he just he doesn't want to play this season, and then no matter what happens, unless he has balls all year like he did this year, that he's just going to get traded. So I think he wants some commitment, and I think he wants a little like heads up on certain things. I think.
Well, don't we all want commitment? I mean, imagine if your boss is like, "Hey, we hired your replacement. We know you're good for another year, but after that, you'd be like, dude, I'm not." I want some stability around me as well, especially as you're getting, we're all getting older. So,
yeah. So with all this going down, like I want to bust out some of these things I got here. What did I say? Yeah. So Davante Adams put out a tweet. This is old news for a lot of people. My battery was dying that day, by the way.
Yeah, I see that. You need to charge it 4:50 in the afternoon. Your battery's almost that dead.
Dude,
do you work?
I do work. No, but he said you got to appreciate what you got. And he made a statement today because like that was like the big story. I got a lot of comments from people saying, "Well, if Rodgers doesn't come back, well, Davante." And he said today, I'm just gonna play this little quote real quick. Here's the audio of it. Let's see if I hit the right button here.
I've been behind him 100% throughout the whole thing. Obviously, I'm praying everything works out and that we get him back and, we can continue to go out there and do stuff like what you see on the screen there because it's a lot of fun doing that.
Davante, you're a spectacular talent. It's great to finally meet you. By the way, have you talked to Aaron at all in the last a couple weeks at all? Texted him anything?
Yeah, we talked a little bit. It's been, you know, a lot is still being, you know, figured out on his end. So it's tough for me to get into specifics and speak on it. Honestly, I would love to. Can't wait till I can just get on here and tell you that he's back and we're back doing our thing that we've been doing. But for now, it's just, you know, you got to iron out a few things, and then, you know, hopefully I'll be back on the show. We'll be celebrating, taking shots and whatnot.
Well, I hope you're optimistic today.
I love that he said, hope we're back. We'll come back and do some shots, because like I need to get him on my show, because we can.
Yeah, I think that'd be dangerous for Devontae's sake if he's going shot for shot with you.
Yeah, he would lose that Jordan sponsorship he's got. But like he didn't say a lot, but like what can he say? But everyone knows like that there is an issue, and that's why I want to play the audio. And by the way, that audio is from the Herd show, Colin Cowherd.
Mhm.
They got to say that legally. I'm not sure who cares about this show, but I think you have to give credit when you use stuff.
I think it's good to give credit regardless if it's legal or not. You know, you don't want someone scooping your info or your content and just not sourcing it.
Yeah.
So good on you, Matt.
Hey, I tried to do the right thing, you know what I mean? No, but I actually think it's weird. Like, we're gonna get into all this, but I think it's weird that guys even go on Cowherd, because like obviously Devontae Rogers, this guy, he said it. That's my guy, and I always back him. But like Cowherd like destroys Aaron Rodgers over and over again. But I think maybe that they just realize it's business, because I was talking about this earlier with my wife. I was like, if I was like Devontae, I wouldn't want to go on a show because he's a turd and he always destroys the Packers and Rodgers. But maybe I understand that that's just business on both sides. That's how he gets the clicks.
Well, and if they're cutting you a check, I mean,
yeah, I'm
you
sure.
know, you can go on there and just do a Marshawn Lynch type of interview and just cash the check. You know,
Yeah,
you don't need to say anything.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I don't even know what to say about this anymore. I think Rodgers is coming back. So let me just ask you that, Ben. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Green Bay Packer next season?
Well, I mean, I've been saying this all along. It doesn't matter what Rodgers wants. I mean, he holds pretty limited cards in this. You have 3 years left of the contract. What you go retire then? If you're that disgruntled, you hold nothing in the negotiation here. And obviously the Packers are going to want to keep him around, but really the only cards he has is he can say, all right, well, I'm going to retire. Okay, well, if that's what you're pushing and you're coming off an MVP year and you're so disgruntled that, and now mind you, the sources, who knows what's blown out of proportion, but ultimately, like we talked about, Rodgers just wants security in the future. And this is probably really the last large contract he could potentially get. So he's trying to restructure and get as much money as he can out of the deal, which he's worth every penny. But at a certain point, much like with Favre, you almost draw a line in the sand and say, hey, at a certain point, we're just going to move on without it, no matter what the case is, no matter how good you are, because the Packers were around a lot longer, or a lot for a long time before Aaron Rodgers, and hopefully a long time after Aaron Rodgers. So I don't think any one player can like hold the team hostage like that.
Yeah,
but I don't know. What's your take on that?
I don't think that, like, I know it's real. I know that there's actually a problem there. I just don't know for a fact that, like, everyone's like, you know, all over Rodgers, like, oh, he's being this and he's being that. Like, we don't know what he's being. I think that nobody knows, but inside that, you know, the front office and Aaron Rodgers, what like truly has happened. Something's obviously happened. Everyone acknowledged it. Aaron Rodgers acknowledged it. The front office acknowledged it. Devontae Adams acknowledged it. Like, people who said they talked to him, John Kuhn, like everyone, James Jones, you know, there's a rift there, whatever that word is.
Right.
And, but it might not be as severe. It's fixable according to like James Jones, according to a lot of people. So like, but you're right. Like, they don't have to trade Aaron Rodgers. Like, they could just be like, no, we're not going to trade you. So you either play or you retire. And obviously, like, if it got to that, that's not real pleasant, because nobody wants to like force him to play. But everyone who's saying like, well, if Rodgers plays and he won't be into it, his heart won't be in it, then he's a professional. He's not going to go out there and lay an egg just to show the Packers up. Like,
well, and what good's that going to do him anyway? Like,
yeah, dude, he cares about people's opinions on him. He cares about being one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Like he cares about that, and why wouldn't he? I would.
Yeah.
And so if he does go out on the field, he's going to give it 100. And,
Yeah.
and he's got to be jacked about. I think the draft was great. I think he's got to be jacked about like all these players that are going to get better. Like, I think MVS is going to be better. I
Mhm.
think AJ Dillon is going to do his thing this year. I think the roster is stacked, in my opinion.
Well,
I'm
and
just-
what other roster in NFL can he go to that's going to help him win now?
Yeah,
What are you gonna go to Oakland and play Mahomes twice a year? Like,
everyone's talking about Denver. Denver fans are all on me.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously anything can happen. You know, it's the NFL. There's no such thing as a guarantee. I mean, if Tom Brady's not on the Pats anymore, and if Favre didn't finish as a Packer, and Joe Montana didn't finish as a 49er, anything can happen.
Yeah,
I don't think it's this year. If it's the year, I think I could see next year if there's not
Yeah.
that cap hit and you can wheel them, deal them around the draft depending on what you have or what you like with Love. Not to say that that's what I want to have happen, but I think at a certain point, you're eventually going to just be like, yeah, enough's enough. We gotta move on.
Yeah.
Jared,
I
there he is.
A lot of people showing love to Ben over here in the comments. Oh, yeah, this is wild.
Jared and I used to sling some roast beef back in the day. We worked together at Arby's for a long time.
Oh, for real? All right.
Yeah,
I
that's my
remember
dude.
those days on Twitter.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, right.
I forgot to throw this up here, but
Now it's official.
yeah, now it's official. But yeah. So what I was gonna say, like, let me bring this up here. I'm trying to find. All right. This is from Ian Rappaport. The Packers have made a significant long-term contract extension offer to Aaron Rodgers, and certainly has been some engagement from Rodgers. I'm trying to look around my camera as I say that. But
I was still impressed by the reading comprehension there, Matt. You know,
read it because I'm doing it for the podcast as
yeah,
well. But I think that sounds like good news, but a lot of people are saying like that's nothing new. Like they've been talking. So,
right.
Like, I don't like I say, I don't think it's a money thing. I think it's more of a commitment thing and maybe some other things. Because people have been talking Peter King mentioned it. It's like it has nothing to do with contract. Like they're offering that out there, but he said, but there's just communication things that Rodgers is more worried about than money. Because Rodgers has money. I mean, it doesn't matter how much money you have.
That's
you
just
want
it.
more.
If you're worth it, I mean,
Yeah,
no,
why play for less?
yeah, exactly. But at the same time, it also, I mean, it makes it tough to go and compete when you're having so much money tied up in one position, you know. But I don't know. That's for people smarter than me to figure
yeah.
out. So
Yeah,
I'll just sit here and be a fan.
Yeah, I actually have a really smart person coming up on Thursday. Not that you're not smart, but I
Oh, no, I would agree with that. Like whoever's on Thursday is going to be smarter.
I'll bring that up later. I gotta get the actual full name before you saying who's gonna be on. But yeah, that's what's cool about doing this. 'Cause I don't know much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, but I have smart people on that do know stuff. But I
Right.
want to move on from the Aaron Rodgers stuff. All right, I
Good.
think he's gonna be a Green Bay Packer this coming season. Beyond that, I don't know. It depends like what kind of extension they give him. Like if they do give him an extension, he agrees to it, and it's long term. I think that could obviously that they're gonna have to make some decisions then whether they trade Jordan Love or what, however the extension breaks down. Like I don't know, but like I think everything is gonna be a wait and see from here on out because we have like a month before they have to show up for mandatory mini camps or whatever it is, and then we'll find out. But maybe before then something pops off. And but like for right now, I don't think anything new is happening. It's just a lot of
Same stuff circulating for click.
content.
I'm not even on social media and I'm sick of hearing about it. That's like that's how drawn out it is.
But what I want to talk about is what.
Hold on, before you jump into that,
Yeah.
I while I'm thinking about it, I don't want to forget about it. So you have quite a following on your platform, and I was thinking about it today. I was making some food, and I finally figured out how we need to use your platform, and I think this is something that you can get behind as well. So for supper, I made a box of mac and cheese because Katie's in Nashville, and I just didn't feel like cooking anything. And there's that little tab on the side where you're supposed to puncture it. That doesn't work. And that was the most frustrating thing. Like, why the hell do they have this indent of where you're supposed to puncture if it doesn't work? And I think that is the perfect way for you to use your platform. You need to like hammer craft and get them to update that that thing, because I bet you it impacts your life quite a bit.
It does. Like I actually made a video of how to make drunk macaroni and cheese one night.
Okay.
I hope I might have deleted it. I don't know. It was a horrible video. I was just hammered one night. But and I said the same thing during that video. I'm like, why is this here? Doesn't work. You got to rip the whole top.
Yeah, I thought of you right away. I said I eat that like Kraft mac and cheese maybe like once a year, right? I don't eat it a ton. And I was like, this probably frustrates Matt like 3 times a week, you know? I suppose you're upgraded to Quick Trip mac and cheese now.
Yeah,
You're
I don't eat
pinky up and eating it in your truck. I know.
On the day, I went over to Quick Trip, got some chicken tenders, some macaroni and cheese. Got the wife a bacon cheeseburger because I wasn't sharing my chicken.
Yeah,
but
they say romance is dead, right?
The day after Mother's Day. But everyone's talking. Well, I wouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people are talking about what Adam Thielen from the Vikings basically bashed. I should have put that audio up here. I don't think I have it. But Adam Thielen said that the Lambeau Field, he wasn't impressed with it. It's kind of old, and they have bleacher seats. And the video went viral. He was on some podcast. So everyone's killing. I thought it was great because I love the rivalry, and I want players to take shots at the other teams. Everyone is all up in their arms about it. But then it motivated me to make this post right here. So the Vikings hate the Packers so much they refuse to win a Lombardi. So I put that on Twitter, I put that on Facebook, I put it on Instagram, and it like everyone, dude. I think it's my most liked tweet, probably like 4,000 or 5,000 likes on Twitter. And then he came out today. He was on Pat McAfee show because Pat was like, and everyone should go check it out. I'm not gonna post it on here because I don't want to steal Pat McAfee's audio, but it's on his YouTube, it's on everything. But he said, you know, all the Packer fans coming at you, you know, and then Adam Thielen said his wife actually said, I love Lambeau Field. I love going there. Like that's my favorite games. And then he kind of backtracked. He's like, yeah, I love playing at Lambeau Field. You know, it is old, and they kind of, you know, that's how podcasts do. They get them. But dude, everyone was so upset about it though. But what are your feelings about that? Because I remember like Brian Urlacher back in the day would like talk trash. I hate the Packers. Like, and I love that. I want to hear like, because a lot of players these days don't. That rivalry, like that the fans have, the players don't have that same rivalry.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a business. It's like, dude,
yeah,
if I'm working at Arby's, I'm not gonna be like, dude, screw you, Wendy's. Like, you know, like,
dude, I know people who work for Pepsi, and if you walk in their house with a Coca-Cola,
that's a little bit different because if you're working, and I could be wrong, but I've always heard that if you're working for like Pepsi or Coke, and they even spot a competitor bottle in your vehicle, they can fire you. Yeah. So like that's like a big deal. I mean, we would bring food from other restaurants into Arby's all the time. No one cared. But kind of going back to that, like my point or my thought on it is like I like that he's at least being casual about it. And as a Packers fan, I don't really care for the bleachers either. I mean, yeah, it's a traditional thing, but it's like they're not comfortable to sit on. But the reason they're doing it is because if they got bucket seats everywhere, they'd lose like 20,000 in capacity. And the waiting list is already long enough. So they just keep it for the logistics of adding as many seats as they possibly can. And I'm sure for a rival, it's probably not that fun of a stadium. Very small, guest entrance or whatever, away team entrance.
Yeah.
And the locker room's not great. I don't know how it compares to other ones, but you know, I think it's more of the history, which is what makes Lambeau Field great. Not the amenities and the flashiness.
Yeah, because like Pat McAfee said it, and I agree with. Like, if I'm building a stadium, like a brand new team, like the away locker room is, dude, I'm not even gonna put walls up. It's gonna be plywood. Like, he didn't say all that, but that is what I'm doing. Like, I don't want you to be comfortable.
No,
bare minimum of what the NFL requires.
Yeah, thermostat's gonna be broken. Good luck. You know, like just make it miserable. That should be how it is.
Yeah, you shouldn't go to another team feeling like this is really nice. I like this.
Yeah, I feel right at home here.
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi shouldn't work there. They should just make it bad. You know,
the phones don't work. Like people calling from the sideline, like we got no connection. Like,
just have fun with it.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I mean, I like Thielen as a player, so I don't.
oh yeah, so do I. I
You know.
actually like that. Like a lot of people might not like that, but like I like that, and I don't know. I love it. I think anyone even mentions the rivalry takes a crap on us. I love it. But let's get to some comments here. All right, people hit up the comments section. We're gonna ask some comments, but I also got some from my last post. I want to bring these to you, Ben.
Okay,
What's
because I
this
won't
first?
see him otherwise.
Outside
Oh,
of Aaron
Jason.
Rodgers, yeah, this is from Jason. Outside of Aaron Rodgers, who is the single most important player on the team? One who played will make or break this upcoming season. Good to see you, Ben. So I think that's actually a great comment. So outside of Aaron Rodgers, who is that one player that we couldn't stand to lose? One that if they go off in a game, probably going to win that game. Who is that guy?
So I'm gonna. I don't know. It's probably better answers, but I'm gonna say whoever's starting at left tackle is the make or break. With Bakhtiari being out, I would presume for a little bit, at least at the start of the year, you have a guy you're plugging into the left tackle spot where if he's getting wrecked against the Khalil Max, it's going to be a long game. And we've seen plenty of games in the past where that's been the case, where our tackles are just letting anyone and everyone by. And it's like Rodgers has like half a second to even get into his motion. So that would be my answer if I had to say one while Bakhtiari's out.
Yeah, I think that's a real smart answer. But I'm going to say a more fun answer.
Okay. Who's your more fun answer?
That's very true. The offensive line, if they don't play well, I don't care who your quarterback is. He's toast. And Bakhtiari is obviously huge on the Packers offensive line and the Packers offense in general. But I will say Davante Adams. Like Davante Adams is huge. Like when the season he had, I think a lot of it of the success of the Packers is because of Davante Adams. I would say you could say Davante Adams or Alexander. I think they're both. It's different because Alexander doesn't get as much love as he should, I think, because he's doing his job. And in corner, if they're doing their job, it's pretty quiet. Like he's not getting all the flashy interceptions because they don't want to throw to him.
Right.
But,
yeah. Revis always had that issue back in the day too. It's a good issue to have as a corner.
If they're not throwing you, you're not getting interceptions. You're not getting all these things. I mean, I think Jair definitely gets love. Everyone knows like what he is. But I think Davante Adams is number two, like behind Aaron Rodgers. Just such a huge talent. Dude, I absolutely love Davante Adams. Like I don't know off the field, seems like such a cool dude. Just from
I would agree.
Yeah, I mean, I never like went bowling with him or nothing, but like his social media presence, interviews, and all that seems like a good dude. But that was a excellent question there, Jason.
Yeah, Mr. Falk.
Let's get to the next one here. We got Green Bay Packers Daily, great page.
Man, Rob.
Bigger year, MVS or AJ Dillon? That's a great question. You want to go first?
God, that's tough, man.
I think it's a great question because
I
think like I've been saying all offseason, I think MVS is going to have a huge year. Not like a Davante Adams type of year, but I think he's going to come up. I think everyone gives him drama about the drops and all that, which deservedly so. Like if you drop it, fans are going to have a reaction to it. But if he just stops it, because most of them are like easy catch, like he catches some hard, tough balls. But it'd be like easy one that's like a 40-yard pass. He's wide open. And
those are the easy. I see. I'd argue that those are almost the easier ones to drop because, when you're a kid and you're playing football, it's like you have so much time to think. You're like, all right, I can't screw this up. It's like right there. I got it. No problem. And those are the ones that you just completely whiff. Where the hard ones, you don't overthink it. You're just like, I'm sticking my hand up and I'm grabbing it and going. And that's no one's expecting anything of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I love MVS, but AJ Dillon as well. I think AJ Dillon is going to have a solid year. I love AJ Dillon. I think that in the few reps that we saw last year, I think he had one game where he just went off or whatever, like where he had a good amount of reps. He just went off. I think that he's gonna go off. So I would tend to say if I had to lean one way or the other, I'd say AJ Dillon. Because I think even though the Aaron Jones is obviously still here, I think AJ Dillon is going to get worked into the offense a lot. I think MVS is going to go off too, but I think they're both going to be great. But I'm going to go on the fence here, just jump off the fence just a little bit, and I'll say AJ Dillon. So what do you think?
I'll say Dylan as well, because I think the bar is maybe a little lower for Dylan than MVS. I mean, we saw decent play from MVS. You can take the top off the defense, and he can obviously blow by everyone. Where AJ Dillon, we're still unsure of what we have there. We've seen a few plays, but like you said, is he incorporated in more? And the defense is getting worn down from Aaron Jones gassing them. And then you got Dylan just brute force up the middle. I mean, it's going to be a nice 1-2.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that I think they're both going to have great seasons. But yeah, like there is no wrong answer there. Like I feel like they're both going to do something.
Well, let's hope they both have just a career year, and then we'll be like, oh, we're right on half of it.
So here's another one from Dan. If Rodgers does go, big if, do the Packers try to get a veteran quarterback with a deal, or is it Love ready to take on the reins? I think that is absolutely great question. What do you think, Ben? Or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, man, I have no idea. I don't think none of us fans know if he's ready to take over the reins, right? We haven't even seen him take a snap yet. Obviously, the coaches would have a much better idea of what that's looking like, and if they feel that he's not, well, yeah, I mean, they literally just see what you see in practice. Who would have foreseen preseason all getting canceled? Who would have foreseen a lot of that stuff? Yeah, that's a hard thing. I mean, that to me, that's just one more reason why I don't think you'll see Rodgers be gone this year, unless he retires, is simply for the fact of you want to give Love as many years to show you what he potentially has before you make that final decision on what you want to do. And people can get mad all they want over the Love pick, but like, to me, you had a quarterback who was, what was he at the time, 37, who 2 of the previous 3 years had an injury and a broken collarbone and a fractured leg, and then in a new system struggled. If the quarterback's there and COVID's coming up, you don't know if you're going to have a college season, and that's the guy you like. Even as an insurance policy, I think that's a good pick to take, because God forbid Rodgers struggles this year in the offense again, or if he gets hurt in another season-ending injury. At what point do you need insurance as a team? I mean, this is a billion-dollar franchise. Whether or not he ends up being the starter one day doesn't matter. That was your insurance pick. That just if he went down for some extended time, hopefully you can piece together some wins to stay competitive into the postseason.
Yeah, and I get like the criticism of the Love pick, and like I backed them like the whole time with it, like, because first of all, I don't know. Like people like ask me stuff like I don't know. Like I'm the last person really to ask. Like I'm not a scout. I didn't know a lot about Jordan Love before he got drafted. I get why they drafted, because they have like all the reasons that you said. They have an aging quarterback. He's been hurt before. I think Love, like what a lot of smart people are saying, is that he needs time to develop. So they thought we'll take him a little bit early. He could sit, and we'll see what we got. But Rodgers is like, yeah, I don't like that idea.
Well, and I see where Rodgers is coming.
No,
I agree. I see both sides of the coin. Like,
yeah.
It's a tough pick to make, because it's one of those that you're like, hey, you're right there, and you want that player that's gonna potentially put you over the mountaintop.
Yeah, and this is what I see a lot of people saying. ESPN had Love ahead of Herbert last year, right before the draft. I don't know that that's true. I'm not saying that Donovan's not right, but I've seen a lot of people say that. So like, yeah. I don't know, but like I know a lot of people said that Jordan Love's like cap or his top or ceiling or whatever is really high, but his low could possibly be very low too. Unlike me,
let's just be honest. None of us know, right?
Nope.
If any of us knew anything, Tom Brady wouldn't have been a 6th round pick. Oh, shut up, Mark. He was 37 in December. No,
he's 37 now. I know, but
yeah, he's gonna be 30. He's gonna be 38 this year, then, right?
Yeah, I don't know when his birthday is. But
keep it up, Mark. Keep it up.
But so let's keep it moving over here to the next question. Here we go. From Tim said, which draft pick is the most?
Oh, Tim.
All right,
my dude Tim. I was just texting him the other day.
Where are you?
Yeah, that's my him and I, one of the great guys I've met through my page, and we talk coffee all the time. And so great question by Tim.
All right, so shout out to Tim. Great question. I like the question because it doesn't involve Aaron Rodgers. Not that I don't
Yeah.
like talking about it, but we've got to mix it up a little bit, people.
Well, and it's something that's been beaten into the ground already.
Oh,
You
dude,
know,
yeah, I myself too. I keep talking.
right? Well, it's easy. It's easy content to talk about.
Well, you know what? I don't talk about it on my own page as much as I talk about like I comment. We're gonna get right back to this comment here, but one thing that I've been doing lately is I go on Adam Schefter's page, ESPN, NFL on Fox, Cowherd. I follow all these pages on Facebook, right? And then I comment on them really fast. So like I just troll. I get like 1,000 likes on these comments. I get posts. I don't get many likes on my page. I do on these comments. I just troll so hard. It'll be like a Broncos page. It'll pop on my page. This might interest you. And then I'll just go on there and just troll. Nothing like nasty. I'll just say Aaron Rodgers isn't going anywhere. And then everyone just gets like,
It just gets all pissy.
It is so much fun for me. It made social media so much more fun. I become a very good troll. And people are commenting like, I see you commenting on everything. You suck. I'm like, that's beautiful. People who don't know me, like, they know me now. They didn't know me as the troll on Adam Schefter's page or whoever else. But let's get back to this question. So you watched the draft, obviously.
Oh yeah. I
What
don't miss the draft.
pick It is the most intriguing. Which one are you more pumped up for?
Man, that's tough because I feel like there's just a lot of cool ones. I will say it's kind of cool that Van Lanen got drafted by the Packers. So his mom works where I work. So I've been in meetings with her and I've met her and talked with her, and he was one I was watching as the draft was coming up, just because I know of her and I've talked with her at work. I mean, I work at a very big company, so it's not like, we bump into each other all the time. But so when to see that he got drafted by the Packers, I was like, man, that's so cool, because his mom's a diehard Packers fan, obviously from Green Bay. So I was pumped for that one just for a different reason. But from an actual talent perspective, I think Stokes is going to be a cool one just because of the fact that the high athleticness in cornerback is very, very cool to me. And I think that's something that if you can really tailor and really hone in on that craft, he could be a really good cornerback next to Jair and really have a couple anchors there. It's probably cliche to say the first round pick's the one you're excited about, but that is kind of the one I'm pumped on.
Yeah, I definitely I appreciate you, Jason. I think that's a huge one. I would say what everyone is saying in the comments, Amari Rodgers.
That's another one, yeah.
I agree with what you said, because if you have a shutdown or a stud corner, maybe not even shutdown, but if you have a stud corner opposite of Jair, because that's where they're gonna go.
That's the Woodson Tremont, that.
Yeah.
Where are you going to throw it over the middle? That's pretty much all you have, especially as Savage comes up and Amos keeps doing his thing. Really, you're making a nice, secondary there.
Yeah, and so I think Stokes is. I said I'm stoked for Stokes. I'll make a shirt.
I'm sure you're the first person to come up with that slogan.
I think so. No, but I do have new merch coming soon, people. So stay tuned for that.
God, look at all these banners. You're just ready.
I just putting them out. No, but new merch is coming out. No, but I think Amari Rodgers, I think is very intriguing. He trained with, what did he train with? He trained with Randall Cobb's something.
It's no, it wasn't his dad part of Kentucky and was something with Cobb, and so he hung out with Cobb a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know. You're asking the way wrong person this question.
I'm just brought it up because I don't know the exact detail. But he has something familiar with Randall Cobb, and a lot of people are saying he's that same type of player. I'm excited. I think that a lot of people are saying, because like I say, I don't know a lot. I do a lot of watching on Twitter. A lot of people break down film, and they post videos and they say this is what we're looking at, and he looks like a stud. A lot of smart people are excited about him. So
well, he can't be a good receiver. He wasn't drafted in the first round, and I heard only first round receivers are the ones that matter.
Yeah, it's funny because they were saying that, and then it came out like, yeah, the Packers haven't drafted a lot of first round wide
Yeah.
receivers.
No, that's what we haven't hit on any of them. Devontae or Greg Jennings or Randall Cobb or James Jones or Jordy Nell. I mean, not first rounders. If they're any good, they'd be first rounders.
Yeah, but now they're coming out and they're saying, yeah, maybe not the first round, but they sure did in the second round. And a lot of the great receivers that the Packers have had.
Nope, doesn't count. I'm sorry, doesn't count. First round or nothing.
Yeah, and actually, like it came out that more teams have success in the second round with wide receivers than they do in the first round, just like overall throughout the league in the last however many years.
No,
So,
nope.
That
Kevin Bush for the Bear. Was it Kevin Bush? Is that what his name? Kevin White. I mean, remember how good Kevin White was? Top pick for the Bears. He was great, right? or God, who is that? Who is the Vikings? Number 19 had hands like stones, but he was a first round pick. That's just the talent.
Yeah, dude, I think I always think it's funny, like with this first round stuff, because like, you don't know, because like at one point they're bringing up how Brady was a 199 pick, or like, and a lot of other players how they were drafted so low, and how great they are. But then at the second time, they're like, oh yeah, but the first round picks are. I mean, obviously they're important. You don't want to miss on them, but like just picking a wide receiver in the first round just because he's in the first round doesn't make him good.
It's going to be a coin. The first round is no indicate. Go back and look at previous draft years. Like you can go look at every draft and you're like, oh man, at number 5 they drafted that guy, and then like right behind him's like a Hall of Famer. So no one knows. Everyone's guessing.
People don't know, because I saw this where someone said on Twitter that if Aaron Rodgers does extend and they extend him out and they pay him the guaranteed money 3 years or whatever it would be, and then they have to trade Jordan Love or they choose to, they're like, well, that would be a waste of a pick then, and that'd be the worst pick in Packer history. I was like, dude,
oh gosh,
were you not around for Tony Mandarich?
I would argue Tony Mandarich is one of the best picks in Packers history.
Okay, explain yourself.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of hate here, and I'm ready for it. So I read Ron Wolf's. Was it Ron Wolf's book or Leroy Butler's book? I think it was Ron Wolf's book. So when they drafted Tony Mandarich, at the time Packers had 2 high ups that were making the decisions on drafting. One wanted Barry Sanders, one wanted Tony Mandarich, and so then it went to a third guy to make the decision. Well, that person went with Tony Mandarich, right? And that draft pick being a bust and having everyone succeed right behind is the reason why the Packers restructured how they did. And they brought in a president, they brought in a general manager in Ron Wolf. Well, then Ron Wolf brings in Brett Favre, who then brings in Mike Holmgren, who then brings in Reggie White. You take Barry Sanders and that domino doesn't fall. And maybe Ron Wolf is now the GM at the Lions, who immediately goes out and gets Brett Favre, and then immediately gets Holmgren, and then immediately goes and gets Reggie White. And now we're stuck with riding on Barry Sanders' shoulders. Yeah, and then they're out winning championships.
So you're saying that the Packers like started of the success in the 90s is not Brett Favre, it's not Reggie White, it's Tony Mandarich we have to thank. I mean, for them coming in.
It's the domino, right? It's the domino effect of the butterfly effect, right? Really, it's just like if we take Barry Sanders, then everyone's like, oh, that was a great pick. This running back's phenomenal. Clearly what we're doing is working. And maybe they realize it 4 years from that point that, okay, that wasn't a good, we need to restructure some things. But I guarantee Ron Wolf doesn't come here when he comes here. He might not ever come here at all. And now rather than having Ron Wolf, who said in that draft that Brett Favre was the best quarterback he had ever seen, and that was his guy no matter what, we just have some other jabroni who's handing the ball off to Barry Sanders 40 times a game.
Yeah, and because the Lions had Barry Sanders, and they did all right in that time period, but they didn't build around. They didn't have the structure. So that actually makes sense, because if the Packers would have had Barry Sanders, they might have been like, well, that's good enough, because they were losing for forever. So now
and people always make the argument like, can you picture Barry Sanders with Brett Favre? And it won't be like that. It just doesn't. The dominoes don't fall that way.
Yeah, because I've said it many times.
Yeah.
I've also said that though, if the Packers had Barry Sanders, I've said it before. I didn't break it down quite like you because I didn't read that book. But I said if the Packers had Barry Sanders, maybe they're not looking for a quarterback.
Yeah.
They're trying to start up that.
It'd be a
offensive line.
completely different thing. That's for sure.
Because as building a team, you're going a different road. Okay, so let's get to another question here. I think this is the one I already posted. All right, we got that.
Yeah, you already got that one.
All right, so this is from Joshua Royce. He says, to add to that, will Rodgers be the second best receiver as a rookie? I think that's very good question because, we were talking about MVS, Lazard, and then Amari Rodgers.
Yeah.
Is Amari Rodgers, I mean, this is all just a guess because we don't know, but how confident are you in Amari Rodgers? Is he going to be the second best wide receiver in Green Bay?
I don't necessarily think this year. Because if you think back, Cobb's first year was obviously a little bit different. The wide receiver room was a bit different. But it takes a receiver a little bit to figure out the offense, right? There's a lot to learn. It takes some time. They'll put him in probably some slants or some play action, some easy to remember things. But I don't think he'll be the second best, barring any injuries, of course. Personally, I don't think he'll do it this year. Now, as he continues to grow, second half we might see him pop off, or maybe towards the postseason if we get to that point.
Yeah, like I think it's a good question, but also a very tough question because
right.
Like there's a lot to be said. Like MVS and another season, Lazard even. I think he's kind of forgotten about a lot of times, especially during the offseason.
Well, then you have like Big Bob Tonyan, you have Darula, who's going to be coming back. You have weapons that are coming back. Aaron Jones and how they're going to play him.
Dude, big Bobby Tonyan. Look at this.
Look at this.
Catches it for the touchdown. Let's go. Go Pack, go, baby.
Do you have to give your source on that one? Is that like ESPN or ABC or something?
That's a GIF.
It's GIF, Matthew.
Dude, it's GIF. The owner of it says it's GIF. So how can
it's because it's graphics interface.
I know. But it's GIF, but the owner of it, the creator says it's GIF. So like, hey, let's say this. You have a friend who names their kid something all weird. People name their kids weird things. And then it's spelled differently than how it's pronounced. You don't just get to name their kid something else. Like what they say, they spelled it stupid. That's not your problem.
Yeah, but I guarantee everyone in their life is going to call them by the name of how it's pronounced.
I know, but the owner says it. Anyways, drink up, Ben. All right.
Got plenty.
No, all right. So let's keep it moving to this these next comments here. Where are we at here? Where are we at here with the comments? I think this is one of them. Okay, no.
You just did that one.
Last one. You go, ask Ben if he had worked on his extra point on Madden because he's trying. That is from.
That's
Mark.
it. I'm done with this. I'm done with this interview.
That is from Mark. He actually texted.
Oh, of course it's from Mark. I could have told you it was from Mark right away.
So,
he acts like, I'm trying to read questions while playing Madden. Yeah, my focus is not on the extra points. I don't give a shit. I'm winning by 30 anyway. So who cares about the extra points? I'm just gonna start going for two every time. Well, not that I don't know if I'll have to worry about it this year, but anyway, your question.
No, but like do you still do that Madden show you do where you ask questions and when's the last one you did?
I did it. Well, I usually do it throughout the season, right? I'll just kind of coincide it with the games that we're playing. I haven't done it since obviously the end of the season. I think NFC Championship was the last one I did. I did a Super Bowl one, but I didn't post about it. I just kind of reached out to the usual suspects and just recorded an episode with their questions. But yeah, usually every season. I don't know if I'll do it this season. Honestly, I don't know what my future plans are with my whole page and what how I want to proceed, how long I want to do it, if I want to keep doing it. As I've gotten older, I've enjoyed social media less and less. And so at this point, I feel like I'm doing it more out of obligation than actually enjoying social media and enjoying content, creating content. So I'm not sure if I'll do it yet or not. Ask me again in 3 months or so.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about starting to stream Madden. I got it all set up here. So like one night I was like, yo, I'm gonna stream Madden tonight. So I should probably play one game before. I haven't played in like 7 years, whatever, long time. Then I was like, oh, I suck. I don't know if I want to stream and just put it out there for the world, because I used to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Not the best. I was probably in the middle somewhere. I'm not gonna beat people online. Like I got smoked online by a lot of people, but like I was pretty good. I had a good time. But now I suck. So like one night, me and you should bust out some Mad, maybe stream it. I'm trying to figure out if I can stream it on Facebook. It's a lot of people like watch me. A lot of people said they want to see it, and I don't know if you can only do it Twitch. I don't even know how it all works, but
Yeah, I'm down. I'll rock you in Madden.
yeah, you'll definitely rock me. Like I'm a competitive guy, but I'm not like oh, like I have to, I mean, like I get what it is. It's gonna take some time for me to get back.
Yeah, and every year's different too. When you get the new one, every time, because my friends and I will have like a Madden weekend every time the new one comes out. Like me and a couple friends will all get together and eat way too much terrible food and just play Madden all day. But every time we get the new one, it's like so hard to figure out at first, and then it takes you like, I don't know, a day straight of playing to kind of really figure out the ins and outs of the game and how they updated the how the players move and such.
Yeah, it's
just for that, Mark, it's canceled. I'm not doing it anymore.
So Mark, but anyways, everyone.
Actually, I'm gonna rename the kicker Mark Deaton, and then every time he misses, I'm gonna be like, this kicker sucks. Why is he even on the team?
that would be such a good payback. But shout out Mark for watching. Shout out to everyone for watching. People who are listening, because this is also going to be a podcast on iTunes, Spotify, all over the place. Anchor. I just switched. Anchor's my new host. I'm not getting paid to say that, but they should probably.
But they should be, yeah.
No, but everyone, if you're listening, whether you're watching, subscribe. Go to YouTube if you're not on YouTube. Subscribe there. A lot of good stuff. I got a great guest on Thursday. I forget it. It's Dusty, and I mean no disrespect, but I can't remember his last name. He's on Twitter. I only remember him as Dusty. He's a film guy. He's so smart. He's probably one of the smartest people I'm going to have on my show.
I'm glad I came on before him rather than after him. Now you've had some good guests on, but I don't want to come on after him. He'll put me to shame.
That is actually like my plan, is to have good people on my show, because I'm just a guy. I drink some beers, talk to some good people, and they usually know stuff. Ben doesn't know stuff.
I don't know,
because you're so much like me. And before I let you off here, I want to talk about this, because a lot of people.
Yeah, you got take your time, man. I got nothing going on.
Yeah, a lot of people like have been saying this, because like on Facebook, I'm getting to be known a little bit more than any other social media.
Yeah, you're Hollywood, man.
Yeah, not even people who follow me, because I've been trolling on Schefter's, and I don't troll Schefter to say what he did was so horrible, because like he did what the media does, put it a story, and there was facts to it. I just didn't like the way he did it. I just didn't like that he said sources tell ESPN on Thursday, which is not true. They did not tell him on Thursday. He said that. Anyways, I did got to get that out the way. But I wasn't trolling his page, because I was trolling his page before that. And not just trolling, I wasn't saying anything bad about Schefter. I'm just, all the stuff that they talk about, I just kind of throw a little snippet in there. So, but anyways, I'm getting to be a lot. I forgot where I was going with this. I'm a little buzzed up. But I forgot. I really forgot what the question or what I was going to say to you. But anyways, check this out.
It's all gas, no break.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, so we're just gonna end this thing right here. I'm a little bit buzzed up. The more I get buzzed up, the more I float off into the sunset. But the Green Bay guy, hopefully you get back on social media, but I get why you're not, because
yeah, we'll see.
So social media can be just toxic. So like if you're not enjoying it, it's best to just cut off. But dude, I love it. Oh yeah, that's what I was that's what I was talking about. Facebook has been getting so much fun lately, because not even the people who follow you, they're like, hey, you're awesome and you're great. Not always. Sometimes they say, I like you, but you're stupid in this day. I don't agree with what you said. And I love that. But now so many people who aren't Packer fans, they're starting to follow, because they see me on other pages just kind of trolling.
Right.
And so now my page is getting to be more, because I don't want everyone to agree with everything I say all the time, because sometimes I'm just wrong. Sometimes like I'll make a podcast and I'll say like, I think this or I think that, and then I'll listen to someone else, like a smart person, and they'll say the opposite, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're actually right. Like I was wrong. I'll just no, I just delete it. I just like I never said that.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. Cut.
No, but yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know it all, dude. I just love the communication. I just love like all the back and forth. Whether you're a Packer fan, whether you're a Bronco fan or a Viking, dude. Viking fans. I've been trolling Viking fans hardcore. The last, like I do overall, but the last 2 days so much, and like actually, like some of them are pretty cool. They're like that was funny. I like when I can trash your team. You're like I'm a Viking fan, but that was hilarious. Like I respect
Right.
that because I get it so much. People will send me anti-Packer memes, trashing Rodgers and that. If it's funny, I'll laugh. I'll be like, "Ha, that was good."
Yeah.
I respect it. It's not that serious, dude. Like I'm
No,
not out here
on my
crying.
page, there's a Lions fan that is always chirping on there, named Eric. And I'm always just like, "Oh, good to see you, man. Hope the family's doing well." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you too." And it's just like him throwing out an insult about the Packers, and then us just being like, "Oh yeah," giving our nice exchanges, then move on.
Yeah. Dude,
Oh, Tully, my dude.
yeah. What's up, Shed?
We got the usual suspects in here. I like it.
Yeah, I like this Donovan. I drink beer and I know things. I do have.
That's
I do.
that
have
should be a shirt for you, Matt. I drink beer and I know things.
dude. That could be a shirt. I'm not gonna give.
Yeah,
him that.
you're gonna have to pay Donovan like commission now on it.
I'll give him one free one. That's no, but it's what it is. All right, shout out to the Green Bay guy, everyone. I know he's not on social media much, but go follow him anyways. And
Yeah, I'll see you in another few months.
Yeah, dude, that's why I wanted to have you on because I don't talk to you all that much, and even if we
No.
weren't broadcasting or whatever, it's always fun to talk to you. You know.
Yeah,
Me-
likewise.
Me and you were kind of the same. I think that I was trying to get to earlier, but I'm buzzed up, so I got drifted away. But we're both very optimistic fans. So like,
I would agree.
I'm not because like some people get mad and they're like, you know, you're always positive. And I'm like, yeah, I just am. And like sometimes
Yeah.
it's maybe too positive because sometimes it comes across as like naive, but I understand that like with the Rodgers situation, like there's a real thing happening there. Like people think that I'm just like naive. They're like, I get it. I just don't want to talk about it. I just try to,
Right.
know,
There's
but-
plenty of places talking about it. Just let them do it and let us just
yeah.
be optimistic.
Yeah.
And I think that's
I feel
why
like-
you and I connected so well on Twitter back in like 2009 is because of that reason. You know, when
Yeah.
we both joined Twitter and we're like, oh, this guy's not a complete, you know, D-bag on Twitter all the time. And we're like team tweet all night and just not having a productive life at all.
Yeah, because I remember I used to be at work and I would just tweet all the time.
Same here.
On break in case my boss is watching. But
You,
yeah.
me, Peyton, Clayton.
we had a good group.
Yeah, there was a girl named Jessica as well.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. We had a
Yeah.
lot of people on Team Tweet all
Clayton.
night for sure.
Clayton's a man.
Yeah, he is.
That's how we met, and then we ended up meeting. Like, dude, how many people have you met from social media that you met in real life and have a good friendship with?
Probably more than I should admit. I mean, yeah, like obviously you're one, but like, so Tim from my page, I've met Tully, Chris in Missouri. I've gotten to know him very well. You know, a bunch of people on Twitter, you know, just from the years. So probably more than I should admit, but I would say probably a lot of my closer friends now are ones I met on the internet. My roommate that's never here, he's up in the UP. I met him on Twitter and we met at training camp and then we got to be friends. And then when I moved to Green Bay, he came up to a training camp. Once I was like, hey man, I got an apartment up here if you want to come crash and we'll go to training camp. And so we did that a couple years in a row. And then he graduated college and I had an empty room in my apartment. And I was like, well, if you want to, like, you can just move in, man. I got space. And that was like 3 years ago. And now he rents a room from me, but he's never here. But
It's not a bad
well, he's
deal.
yeah, no, I mean but he's like one of my closest friends, and I met him from the internet. So it's funny how that works.
Yeah, I met, dude. I went to 4 Packer games in 2019. All of them just with people I met from the internet. Some people just message me like, "Hey, you want to go to a game?" I'm like, "Yeah." I went. I was in the box seats. I was in the front row. I was in whatever the 50 yards back. I was in all types of seats. Packers went 4-0 that year. the game
Just gotta have you there every game, I guess.
That's why I tried to DM the Packers and tell them that, but they didn't. They didn't see that that DM.
I just picture their DM thread of like, hey, you up? Hey, I should go to every game. Hey, I'm 4-0 at every game.
Yeah,
You know, just
I tried to tell them they got me on pay no mind. Pay no mind list.
they just mute you.
They probably did. They're just borderline waiting to block me. But anyways, everyone, thanks for tuning in. The Green Bay guy. He first of all, before we cut out of this, I know I said this a couple times. But you were doing a podcast, which I think is timeless. Because like most podcasts, like even mine, it's not timeless. Like, you know, you were talking about the games, talking about what's going on in the Packer world at that moment. But you were doing a podcast with just fans saying how they became fans. You had some players on.
Yeah.
And some, you know,
If I'm gonna do anything, I might do that again.
yeah, I think that was fun. So what I'm saying is, like, everyone, you can check out the Green Bay Guys Facebook page or greenbayguy.com, and he's got a podcast out there, and just great stories how people became Packer fans. You had Don Beebe on.
Yeah, BB, Dwan Harris,
Do you have
Warren Burks. You know, I had
my podcast, but it never happened.
one of my favorite, one of the best ones I heard, or one of my favorite ones I captured, was a guy named Roy Mellemans, which his story is so unique. He was at the Ice Bowl and he tried stealing Lombardi's hat, and Lombardi took a swing at him. So that was like my favorite one.
You had that guy on.
Yeah. So his story was, and it's so funny because if you listen to the podcast, right? You know, I do my introduction. I'm like, yeah, you know, this Packer fan, Roy Mellemans. Do my whole introduction, and he goes, okay, so, and then he immediately goes into storytelling like he's been telling the story for 50 years because he has, right? Just immediately introduction to, okay, so, and then straight to storytelling and just goes. But his story was so cool because it was just like, you know, Lombardi taking a swing at him and like what, you know, talking about cutting down the field goal post after the Ice Bowl and just bringing a hacksaw with you. And it was a crazy story.
Can you link me up with him? Dude, I would love. I posted.
I messaged his wife on Facebook. That was the only way I found it. And I don't even have my personal Facebook anymore. His son's on Twitter, and I could probably find his son's Twitter for you. I might log into Twitter for the first time to find it for you.
Dude, that would be awesome, dude. I think, dude, because I posted a video. It's one of my favorite videos. I posted on Instagram story like 2 days ago, but Lombardi telling the story.
Yeah.
They're like, because he's talking about it, like, did you hit him? And he's like, yeah, I hit him. And then he kind of looks at his wife and he's like, well, you know, like, he kind of like simmers down in the story. He's like, eh.
It's his story is so iconic, man. It was such a cool. If anyone was going to listen to anyone, you know, skip Mark Deaton's episode. Just listen to Roy's.
Yeah, I might give back one another listen. But yeah, anyways, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe if you're not. Go check out the Green Bay Guys podcast and all the things he used to do.
Yeah, just whatever.
But appreciate y'all tuning in. Go Pack, go. And I don't know. I think that's it. Peace out, people.
What a beat. Let's go.
You like that, right?
Yeah, I do. That was good. That was